I'm from Southwest Michigan, born and raised here, and I went to Western Michigan University, graduated with a computer degree, never used it because I knew after I graduated and got married and had kids that I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom full-time. So that's what I did for 10 years, and that was from 2002 until 2012. And then unfortunately in 2012 I got a divorce, and at the time I was working part-time. I was making around $20,000 a year, and that wasn't enough as the head of household to provide for my kids. So I went ahead and I got on welfare. So I was receiving food assistance, and I was also receiving health insurance from the state. So I did that for a couple years, and then summer 2014, my boss shows up at my house where I'm at now, and she shows up at my front door, and she fires me right in front of my kids. It was a good day, or sorry, it wasn't a good day, but it turned out to be one of the best things that has ever happened to me ever. So I've always wanted to get into real estate, and I took that as an opportunity to get started. So what I did was I went online and I searched anything I could real estate related to get in the door to gain experience for when I got licensed. I would have all this experience as a new agent. So I went online, I found a broker assistant at United Country Real Estate looking for a part-time assistant to help the broker. I applied for that job, and I met with the broker, and he asked me if I had all these skills, and I maybe had 2 of them, and I said, I may not have all the skills, but hire me for my passion. And long story short, I got the job, and I started that job October 2014. When I started the assistant job, I had $400 in my account, and I knew that wasn't enough to pay for the real estate course and the state exam. So I went back to Google and I searched any nonprofits out there that could possibly help me out changing careers later in life and not having the financial means to pay for the real estate course. So, and I wasn't even sure if there was anything out there that existed, but when it comes to finding a way, I'm very resourceful and exhausting all efforts to try to find a way to make it happen. So I reached out to a nonprofit in town called Michigan Works Tenacious, and I asked them if they had any funds or scholarships or grant money that could help me and pay for my real estate course, which was $395, and I also asked if they could possibly pay my state exam fee, which was at the time $76. So Michigan Works Tenacious got back to me that month, and they approved my scholarship and they paid for my real estate course. So without them, I give them credit for giving me a step up at the time that I needed, and I was able to register for the course that month. And then fast forward March 3rd, 2015, I passed the state exam, and I was now a full-time real estate agent. So at the time I was still doing my part-time assistant job, and now I was a part-time real estate agent. And I juggled that for a few months, and even though my broker was okay me doing both, I still didn't feel right about it. So I knew I had to find a way to jump off the cliff and dive into real estate full-time. And so what I did was I came home from work one day, summer 2015, and I told the kids, I said, hey, let's go kayak down the river, and I just need to pray. So we got in kayaks and we were floating down the river, and I just prayed to God. I said, God, I said, you know I can make $20,000 work for the year. I don't feel right leaving this guaranteed paycheck and dive into real estate full-time when it's just single mom, 2 kids. It just doesn't seem like a wise decision. So I said, I know I can live on $20,000. So my prayer is I need $20,000 in a bank account before I switch over to real estate full-time. So that happened, and then 2 months later, I closed on a few homes that totaled $25,000 commission that I was able to put into a savings account, and that was my budget for the next year. because I didn't know when I would make my next sale. So I had a cushion. And I put that in there, and then October 2015 is when I left my broker assistant job. I became a full-time real estate agent at the same brokerage that I was at, United Country Real Estate. I did have a lot of brokers trying to recruit me, but I'm very loyal to where I am, and my broker gave me a step up in the real estate career, and he was my mentor a year leading into real estate, and I don't really broker hop.